Thank you, Eric. I can't tell you how nice it is to be in a house where people actually think well of government. My job, and it's a pleasure for me, is to introduce the Center for Victims of Torture as a recipient of the 2015 Humphrey Public Leadership Award. It's particularly gratifying for me to present this award as I had the honor of introducing the Torture Victims Relief Act in 1994. A measure that supports that provides federal support for the kind of critically important services that CVT so ably provides. It's now in its 30th year, and CVT has helped to rebuild lives and restored hope for more than 30,000 survivors of torture, 3,400 of those this year alone. The nonprofit organization began small, but it grew quickly as momentum built and the world engaged in support of torture survivors. Today, CVT provides care to torture survivors and their families in Ethiopia, Jordan, Kenya, and Uganda. Its work includes training and capacity building at torture survivor centers in the United States and around the world. CVT also promotes policy initiatives to end torture and advance human rights, reflected in CVT's new Tactics on Human Rights program, which provides training and strategies to activists working to correct and end abuses around the world, and a new National Advisory Council with distinguished leaders from former Republican and Democratic administrations. CVT has impacted the lives of thousands directly and millions through its advocacy. As much as any advocacy group in Minnesota, the nation, or the world, CVT embodies Fritz Mondale's lifelong commitments both to basic human rights and to government accountability. And at a time when the need for helping survivors of torture continues to grow around the world, this Public Leadership Award recognizes CVT for its extraordinary leadership in the protection and the promotion of human rights, and in the advocacy and support of transparency and accountability. Congratulations to the Center for Victims of Torture and Executive Director Curt Goering.
It's my pleasure and my honor to accept this Hubert H. Humphrey Public Leadership Award on behalf of CVT, especially as this year's award honors the life and the legacy of Walter Mondale. Thank you very much to the Humphrey School of Public Affairs for recognizing the work of CVT and the important connection we have been so privileged to have with Vice President Mondale over the years. Walter Mondale was there throughout CVT's 30-year history, guiding the organization and raising the visibility of torture survivor rehabilitation movement. Momentum was building in the 1990s as the world began to recognize the particular devastation of torture on individuals, families, and communities. Walter Mondale served as host for two important visits to CVT. In '93, he hosted U.S. Secretary of State Warren Christopher. And in 1998, he brought UN Secretary General Kofi Annan to visit CVT's Healing Center. And Walter Mondale was a central and very early figure in the efforts to release the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence report on the CIA detention and interrogation program. Throughout his entire career in public life, Vice President Mondale has been a steadfast voice in support of human rights and government accountability, and this support has continued to this very day. The work of helping torture survivors rebuild their lives has never been more important or in more demand than today. And beyond governments, the rise of militant groups over wide geographic areas and communities of civilians is unprecedented. And that rise has brought horrifying human rights abuses, and the need for this work is more important than ever. We learned from the legacy of Vice President Mondale. We learn about dedication, action, and results. We learn how to right the wrongs of humanity. And truly, it is an honor to accept this award for CBT in the name of Walter Mondale. Thank you.